Go ahead and play. Sorry, y'all. It's live first thing this morning in my house. I told my son I watched the grandbabies while he go to work this weekend, right? Well, told him I got class, but Jeremiah is gonna keep an eye on him. And if the baby need changing, I'll change the baby. As I offer my services in that way. Clearly, right before I went to go live, and next thing I know, Jackson saying, "Baby doll poop." I'm like, see, this is why. Okay. All right, y'all. So let me get started. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to get her straight before I went live. Yeah, girl, leave that alone. Leave it alone. Mm-hmm. All right, beautiful people. Look, run around. I forgot to put Carmex on my lips. Hold on. All right, y'all. Dawn, what's good, sis? E-Mom. Whew. Good, them nachos. Nachos. Nacho taco night. Them my favorite days of the week. And we can put them on any day of the week, especially jalapeno peppers. My sister grew some peppers in her garden. Bless you, little girl. Them were the best peppers I ever tasted. If y'all never tasted fresh jalapeno peppers, y'all ain't never tasted a jalapeno pepper. I'm gonna just say that, right? You have to taste them fresh. And so now I'd be glad when she grows some. I'm gonna grow some this year, right? But they were so amazing. I'm like, wow, the ones that you buy in a jar now, the ones that have been like pickled or whatever, preserved in the juice, don't taste nothing like the fresh jalapeno peppers, right? I love me some nachos and tacos. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that plant-based mixture that you did, Ima. I haven't tried it like that. I normally just buy like the plant-based crumbles from the store, right? So I think I'm gonna try my hand at it, and I'm sure it'll be amazing. All right, y'all. Jamil Shalom says Hannah Grand Rising Bronze Yoke. What's going on, fam? Vinette Shalom. Shebrew, hey girl. Hey Audrey, hey girl. Hey Nene Shalom, sis. And everybody else here already hanging out in the background. Happy Saturday, top of the day to you. It is February the 18th, 2023, day 337 of year 4 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1,356. Today we're picking back up in the book of Ashong and Romance of the Red Star, also known as Owaspi, and I forgot to put it down. We're going to read 2 chapters in here, and then we're going to pause and hop right back into the Essenes Gospel of Peace. Anybody read ahead? If y'all waiting for me to read. Either way is good. Read ahead. Oh my gosh. Every time you read it, you're going to pull out something new. It's just amazing like that, right? So, Father, we thank you that we have a true understanding now of what being born again truly, really is, right? Okay. All right, beautiful people, let's get started. Page 50, chapter 5. In big blue is page 47, chapter, hold on. What is that chapter? Oh, I'm sorry, not chapter 5, chapter 6. I'm sorry. Chapter 5. We read yesterday, clearly. All right, chapter 6. So chapter VI. Auntie Belinda Brown, Grand Rising. All right, y'all. Now, God had left on earth only the very lowest of spirits, and for 1 whole year, the earth was void of Jehovah's light, and mortals loved to commune with the spirits of their kindred who knew little of heaven more than they did with Etherians who were wise and holy. God said, "What man or woman have ye found who saith, Come ye angels of Jehovah, tell me wherein I can do more good works, for I long to serve Jehovah with all my wisdom and strength in doing good to my fellows. Rather, do they turn away from such and drink in the tales of the strolling Druge, and so wrap themselves up in darkness. When the year of darkness was ended, God sent 2 million pruners to the earth, saying to them, find all the evil spirits dwelling with mortals, whether they be fetals or familiars, and gather them into one place. Then find the spirits and fairies who have taken caves and waterfalls on the earth as their abode, and bring them to the same place. Then find the idiotic and the chaotic spirits who dwell on the battlefields, and bring them to the same place. Then find the lusters who dwell in old castles and ruined cities and in houses of evil. And when they are going out for raids on mortals, seize them and bring them to the same place. The Etherians went and collected all the spirits of darkness belonging to the earth and brought them to a place in atmosphere. And there were of them 900 million. God said, prepare ships suitable to transport them to Hudal in Gia, and there provide them a kingdom to themselves, giving them a God and lords and proper officers to discipline and educate them for Jehovah's kingdoms. Thus they were removed, and earth and its lower heavens were purified from evil spirits by the decree of God in Yeshua in the second year of the first dawn. That was a short chapter. Chapter 7. And at the time mortals died, their spirits were taken by the Asaphs to Yeshua. God said, tell my lords of earth to teach mortals by inspiration and otherwise of my kingdom, Yeshua. And through the lords and the Ashars, the name Yeshua was established on the earth. God said, in the time of Cosmon, men shall say, whence came the name of heavenly things? But Yeshua shall lie hid away, and Jehovah will in that day stretch forth his hand and disclose all. But mortals were thick of tongue and could not say Yeshua, and they said Ayesu. Hence came the name of many men, Ayesu, signifying without evil. Great Spirit, shalom, shalom. Freeborn, what's good, fam? Jehovah spake through God, saying, the end of dawn cometh, and my emancipated sons and daughters shall return to their places, taking the resurrected with them, but that the earth and lower heaven may not be left in darkness. Provide ye a God and lords and marshals and messengers and all other officers to rule and teach in my name. Suffer not my Etherian host to remain longer than dawn, either on the earth or within atmosphere. For I shall take earth into dark regions in order to build it up to a higher state for the time that cometh after. The voice departed. God said, let the members of the council deliberate on this matter and speak before the Father. For I will provide also a heaven in the ancient place of Horeb, and it shall be called Bizpah. For it shall be a place of reception for the spirits of the dead, preparatory to their being brought to Yeshua. In the 7th year of dawn, God commanded his council to select another God and lords and other officers, and the council proceeded, selecting the purest, holiest, and most learned. And a record was made of these matters and deposited in the library of Yeshua. God called in his lords of earth, and they chose the first day of the new moon as the day on which to appoint their successors. And God called the day Mass, M-A-S. When the chosen were in the place before the throne, God said, by command of Jehovah are ye brought before me, his son. In his name will I allot to you the places commanded by him. Then he who had ranked highest in godliness was led up to the throne, and God said, in the name of Jehovah and by his love, wisdom, and power, do I declare thee God of earth. The initiate said, all love, wisdom, and power cometh from Jehovah. In his name and by virtue of his commandments, receive I all that is put upon me for his glory forever. Then God then said, give me a crown, O Jehovah, for thy son. A scarlet light descended from above, and God reached forth his hands and wove it into a crown and placed it on the initiate's head, saying, God of earth, thee do I crown. And now shalt thou receive also the sacred triangle, which is the heirloom of the gods of earth. And he hung it around his neck, adding, and since there can be but one God on earth or in this heaven, I herewith uncrown myself in Jehovah's name and salute thee, God of earth. Ashong now stood to the right, And God went and sat on the throne, and there descended red and blue lights from above, enveloping him completely. He said, "Let the initiates for the lords of earth approach the throne of the Most High Jehovah." I see it, girl. All right, go back in there and play with it. I know, it's amazing. The five lords came forward. The five lords came forward. God said, "Join hands and receive ye from Jehovah. By virtue of the love, wisdom, and power of Jehovah vested in me, do I receive you as the highest chosen, and I proclaim you lords of earth in Jehovah's name. Accept these crowns from heaven above, which cannot be woven from earthly things. By their power, you shall remain in accord with Yeshua in the kingdom above." God fashioned the crowns and crowned them lords of the five divisions of the earth. The Lord said, "In thy name, O Jehovah, do I accept that which thou hast put upon me. With all my wisdom and strength and love will I serve thee, O my Father, Jehovah." The lords retired, and the Essenars sang more than 1,000,000 voices in concert. And that is the end of chapter 7. Man, we done super fast, but I'm gonna keep with my 2 chapters so we can read more of the Essene Gospel of Peace. So let's pause this. That's like the fastest reading we ever done for the first part. If I would have paid attention to how short the chapters were, I probably would have added the third. Oh yeah, I probably would have added the last one in there because it's only, nope, we'll leave it. It's 2 chapters left, so we'll read those 2 tomorrow. And that's the end of this book. Then we start the synopsis of 16 cycles. Chapter 8. What verse in Big Blue? I don't know. But we started on page 47. And actually in Big Blue, I did look at that yesterday. Chapter 6 and chapter 7 is on page 47. So all of it would have still been on page 47. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. I just saw something. What verse would that be? 6, 8. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit different. Okay, verse 8, because I got it highlighted. It still kind of say the same thing, but the verse 8 is different, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be the 4th paragraph where it says, God said, "For without discipline there is no order, and discipline cannot be without ceremony, nor ceremony without rites and forms and established words." In here, they just changed it a little bit. It still means the same thing. It says, "For without discipline, there is nothing." But in here it says, "For without discipline, there is no order." There, I mean, I guess they can be kind of, that's kind of different. Okay, I just noticed it because I actually highlighted that and I remembered it from here. I subtly noticed the change because I read over that like a couple times. Okay. All right. So, but if you don't have a copy of Romance of the Red Star and you're following along in Big Blue, while I'm reading, because I'm not like going back and forth, if you see something that I read from here that is kind of different, I'll be looking up periodically. Just let me know so we can look at it real quick, because that was the purpose, to see how much different this is from Big Blue, from their lowest edition. Yeah, so I just kind of need some extra eyes helping me on that, because I don't be catching everything. L. Stewart, Grand Rising, and everybody else that's been come in while we was reading this top of the day to you. Okay, so we paused yesterday in Essene Gospel of Peace on page 24. We're still in book 1, and we had just finished learning about the full story of the prodigal son. Absolutely amazing. When you keep everything in its context, you would never get that story chopped and screwed, right? You would know that it's literally about you through and through. Spirit, soul, body, everything holy, all right? Okay. All right, so we're gonna pick back up. Let me read the last couple sentences from yesterday, and then we'll just keep going right in. So I'm gonna start at the bottom of page 23. And a great silence fell at his words, and those that were discouraged took new strength from his words and continued to fast and pray. And he who had spoken the first said to him, I will persevere to the seventh day. And the second likewise said to him, I also would persevere to the 7 times seventh day. Jesus answered them, happy are those that persevere to the end, for they shall inherit the earth. Right? Remember, we talked about inheriting the earth is not like being here forever reincarnating. It's actually while you're walking your journey, while you have a fleshly body, the earth will literally provide you with everything you need, right? All those things, when you begin to walk in line with the creator and your body is pure and your spirit is pure, the spirit of the earthly mother, all things good will literally follow behind you all the days of your fleshly life, right? She will come to your rescue in all things. Jesus answered them, happy are those that persevere to the end, for they shall inherit the earth. And there were many sick among them, tormented with grievous pains, and they hardly crawled to Jesus' feet, for they could no longer walk upon their feet. They said, Master, we are grievously tormented with pain. Tell us what we shall do. And they showed Jesus their feet, in which the bones were twisted, and nodded, and said, neither the angel of air, nor of water, nor of sunshine has assuaged our pains, notwithstanding that we baptized ourselves and do fast and pray and follow your words in all things. I tell you truly, your bones will be healed. Be not discouraged, but seek for cure nigh. Hold on. I tell you truly, your bones will be healed. Be not discouraged, but seek for cure nigh the healer of bones, the angel of earth. For thence were your bones taken, and thither will they return. So we have a new angel. We got the angel of air, water, sunshine, and now the angel of earth. And he appointed his hand, and he pointed with his hand to where the running of the water and the sun's heat had softened the clay mud, the earth. Hold on. And read it over. And he pointed with his hand to where the running of the water and the sun's heat had softened to clay, the mud to clayey. Hold on, let's say clayey. Clayey. I wonder if it's a typo. Hold on, clayey. It may not be a typo. I could just be ignorant of the word. Hold on. Soften to clayey mud, the earth by the edge of the water. Hold on. The sentence is not making sense to me. He pointed with his hand to where the running of the water and the sun's heat had softened to mud, clayey mud, the earth by the edge of the water. Okay, let me read it. And he pointed with his hand to where the running of the water and the sun's heat had softened to clay, mud, the earth by the edge of the water. The sun softened the clay that was by the water, the sun had softened it. Okay. That sentence, it seems awful. I still just could be reading it wrong. Okay. The sun softened the clay, softened the mud over by the water to clay. Okay. Sink your feet in the mire, and the embrace of the angel of earth made that the hold on. Sink your feet in the mire, that the embrace of the angel of earth may draw out from your bones all uncleanliness and all disease, and you will see Satan and your pains fly from the embrace of the angel of the earth, and the knots of your bones will vanish away, and they will be straightened, and all your pains will disappear. And the sick followed his words, for they knew that they would be healed. And there was also another sick who suffered much from their pains. Howbeit, they persisted in their fasting, and their force was spent, and great heat tormented them. And when they would have risen from their bed to go to Jesus, their heads began to turn as if it were a gusty wind which shook them, and as oft as they tried to stand upon their feet, they fell back down to the ground. Then Jesus went to them and said, "You suffer for Satan and his diseases." Girl, it was my alarm telling me to switch reading, but we already switched. He talking about some who that? Just me. Shalom, shalom. And when they would have risen from their bed to go to Jesus, their heads began to turn as if it were a gusty wind which shook them, and as oft as they tried to stand upon their feet, they fell back down to the ground. Then Jesus went to them and said, "You suffer for Satan and his diseases. You suffer for Satan and his diseases torment your bodies, but fear not, for their power over you will quickly end. For Satan is like a choleric neighbor who entered his neighbor's house while he was absent, intending to take his goods away to his own house. But some told the other that his enemy was ravaging within his house, and he came back to his house running. And when the wicked neighbor, having gathered all that pleased him, saw from afar the master of the house returning in haste, he was very wroth that he could not take all away, and set to breaking and spoiling all that was there to destroy all. So that even if the things might not be his, the other might have nothing. And that's just like a ninja. You can't have it, ain't nobody gonna have it. I'm just gonna break it off. That, first of all, people do that for real. Like, why do you go, even when you, if you get into a dispute with your spouse or something like that, people that go to destroying their own stuff that they paid for, that's absolute insanity to me. Like, you breaking up all your own stuff, right? It's crazy. And when the wicked neighbor, having gathered together all that pleased him, saw from afar the master of the house returning in haste, then he was very wroth that he could not take all away, and set to breaking and spoiling all that was there to destroy all, so that even if the things might not be his, the other might have nothing. But immediately the Lord of the house came in, and before the wicked neighbor fulfilled his purpose, he took him and cast him out of the house. I tell you truly, even so did Satan enter your bodies, which are the habitation of God. And he took in his power all that he wished to steal: your breath, your blood, your bone, your flesh, your bowels, your eyes, and your ears. But by your fasting and your prayer, you have called back the Lord of your body and his angels. And now Satan sees that the true Lord of your body returns, and that it is the end of his power, wherein in his wrath, wherefore in his wrath he gathers his strength once again, that he may destroy your bodies before the coming of the Lord. It is for this that Satan torments you so grievously, for he feels that the end is come. But let not your hearts tremble, for soon the angels of God appear. Good morning, handsome.
Good morning. Good morning to you. That's all bad coming down the stairs.
I was just shocked you was woke because you was knocked when I left out. You feel me kiss you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you was knocked out, baby. Okay. I do. You asleep, so how you know? But you know, I always kiss you in the morning before I leave out of our chambers. Okay. Say good morning to Mr. Murphy, everybody. And now Satan sees that the true Lord of your body returns, and that it is the end of his power. Wherefore in his wrath he gathers his strength once again, that he may destroy your bodies before the coming of the Lord. It is for this that Satan torments you so grievously, for he feels that the end is come. Let not your hearts tremble, for soon will the angels of God appear and occupy again their abodes and rededicate them as temples of God. And they will seize Satan and cast him away from your bodies with all his diseases and all his uncleanliness. And happy will you be, for you will receive the reward of your steadfastness, and you would never see disease. And there was among the sick one that was more tormented by Satan than all the others, and his body was as parched as a skeleton, and his skin yellow as a falling leaf. He was so weak already that he could not, even upon his hands, crawl to Jesus, and cried only to him from afar, Master, have pity on me, for never has man suffered, not from the beginning of the world, as I do suffer. I know that you are indeed sent by God, and I know that if you will, you can straight away cast out Satan from my body. Do not the angels of God obey God's messenger? Come, Master, and cast out Satan from me now, for he rages angrily within me and grievous in his torment. And Jesus answered him, excuse me. And Jesus answered him, Satan torments you thus greatly because you have already fasted. Oh, this is it right here. Excuse me. When you fast too much and it becomes imbalanced. Listen. And Jesus answered him, Satan torments you thus greatly because you have already fasted many days, and you do not pay to him his tribute. You do not feed him with all the abominations with which you hitherto defiled the temple of your spirit. You torment Satan with hunger, and so in his anger he torments you also. Fear not, for I tell you, Satan will be destroyed before your body is destroyed. For while you fast and pray, the angels of God protect your body, that Satan's power may not destroy you. And the anger of Satan is impotent against the angels of God. Then they all came to Jesus and with loud cries besought him, saying, Master, have compassion on him, for he suffers more than we all. And if you do not at once cast Satan out of him, we fear he will not live until tomorrow. And Jesus answered them, Great is your faith. Be it according to your faith, and you shall see soon, face to face, the frightful countenance of Satan and the power of the Son of Man. For I will cast out from you the powerful Satan by the strength of the innocent Lamb of God, the weakest creature of the Lord. For the Holy Spirit of God makes more powerful the weakest than the strongest. And Jesus milked a ewe, which was feeding among the grass, and he put milk upon the sand, made hot by the sun, saying, Lo, the power of the angel of water has entered this milk. And now the power of the angel of sunshine will enter it also. And the milk became hot by the strength of the sun. And now the angels of water and sun will join the angel of air. And lo, the vapor of the hot milk began to rise slowly in the air. Come and breathe in by your mouth the strength of the angels of water, of sunshine, and of air, that it may come into your body and cast out the Satan from you. And the sick man, whom Satan tormented, did breathe within himself deeply the rising whitish vapor. Straightway will Satan leave your body, since for 3 days he went to work. Jamal watching him, but I told him I'll watch a baby doll, because if she used the bathroom, I'll change it. Yeah, I know. I had to wash up real quick. She said, I know. I'm gonna slip something on in a second. Yeah. I gotta go through this stuff. I don't know where this stuff at. Come, breathe in by your mouth and the strength of the matter of fact, Bella. Where'd she go? Tell Bella I said get one of her because she got some little small shorts and stuff in her drawers that she can't fit. And she wear the bed. Tell her to grab that for her. Come and breathe in by your mouth the strength of the angels of water, of sunshine, and of air, that it may come into your body and cast out the Satan from you. And the sick man whom Satan tormented did breathe within himself deeply the rising whitish vapor. Straightway.
I hope she's gonna get some shorts for her. Some small shorts and some shorts Sure.
Yeah.
Mama, go upstairs with Bella.
Dress her,
Okay.
Tootie. The Shogun of Harlem has entered the building. Ray, hi. Nazarene is seen. Shalom, shalom. Straightway will Satan leave your body, since for 3 days he starves and finds no food within you. He will come out of you. What's the date? Oh, you should have came down a little bit early. I'm gonna just read it over. Straightway will Satan leave your body, since for 3 days he starves and finds no food within you. You know what? That just listen. So look, okay. So when you fast, that makes sense. Well, clearly
they just died from fasting. That pastor just died.
I didn't see it, but some people that fat was he?
No. Listen.
Tell me the story. Hold on, y'all.
Somebody just died. A pastor just died from fasting. Ignorance is bliss, man. Listen, straight up.
So fast, I need more details than that.
I think he went without water, without food.
How long was he fasting?
He did a 40-day fast. By the 24th day, his organs started shutting down.
Well, what was going on with him before he started fasting?
Man, listen.
See, now I got to pull up the story. Y'all heard about that?
Ignorance.
Yeah, he probably died from his ignorance, because you shouldn't die from fasting. But you can't just hop into it either.
Listen. Watch. Man, people, ignorance, man. People gotta watch what they do and how they do things, man. You gotta. Listen.
So you
fast, man, at least do a water fast or do a fast.
You can't. Well, he should know. He didn't go that many days without nothing.
Everybody ain't Moses. I mean, listen, man.
You can do an absolute fast. Well, it's a couple different ones. You can do an absolute fast where you're not drinking any water or drinking any food. Like a soft dry fast means that you don't take anything in, no water, no nothing, but you still bathe your body. But your body is so smart that even when you do that, your body will pull water from your body, from the different organs or whatever, to hydrate you. And if you're showering, listen, it's it's something that you should do very, very short term, like no more than 3 days. Some people can do it for 5. Listen,
lose weight. That's all they want to do.
No. Some people do, but for spiritual, we're talking about for spiritual purposes. Most people do it for like weight loss because it works, but you really have to understand it before you do it. But a hard dry fast is when you don't touch water at all. Like you don't even brush your teeth. And there's people that do that, and they do that for 3 days. I was like, I don't know that I'm going 3 days without brushing my teeth. Right? I do it at least twice a day. I ain't going. The hard dry fast is not for me. Right? But even when you're doing a soft dry fast, you're still coming in contact with water, and it's not really so hard. The longest I've done a soft dry fast, and it was for 3 days, and I broke it with an apple. But you can't at that point. But I was really well hydrated before you even go into that. Okay, but you need to bring me the whole story so we can look at it and see what actually happened. We're gonna pull this. It's gonna be a case study today. We're gonna pull it up. I'm gonna post. I'm gonna find out what my husband talking about. Thank you, Tootie baby. Look at you, little girl.
Even though your shirt on backwards, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
She look at the socks she put on her.
No, right?
I promise you, okay. That's gonna be some type of designer or something.
Mama, come on.
All right, so we're gonna anybody. It was an African pastor. They said that was a couple years ago. What you heard, was that just recently?
They just had posted on. They just posted it, but yeah, it just posted yesterday.
Go get your phone, because we're gonna be talking about this for like a few minutes reading this. I seriously want to get the story.
Bella,
I'm looking at my wrist like I got my watch on. If the pastor was fasting and still practicing sinful ways, then his fast was in vain. I absolutely agree with that, right? Linda, shalom. Okay, Linda said,
Go get my phone,
okay.
Please.
Linda said it was a Nigerian pastor that died on the 25th day of his. Okay, so this is the same one.
Yeah, all right. It might be him then. All right, go ahead.
Okay, she said it was a Nigerian pastor that died on the 25th day of his 40-day fast. They did not say if he had any underlying conditions. Okay, because he could have went into like kidney failure or something like that. Like we really got to look at to see what happened, because it is some people that fast ignorantly, and depending on how well they have taken care of their body or how poorly they have treated their body will determine the results that you're going to get on your personal fast, no matter how many days you do. For some people, it's a breeze, because to do a long fast like that, especially water, if you're going to do a 40-day water fast, you need to prep for at least 14 days before you even begin day one. And that's really hydrating, clean eating. And I would say don't eat after the 7th day. It needs to be like straight juices. Make sure you're being hydrated, coconut water, whatever, but you're flushing your system. You're making sure you are preparing your body and getting all the nutrients you need to go that long. And if you've been living a pretty healthy lifestyle anyway, you shouldn't have any issues getting through a 40-day fast. Like some people get to a 40-day fast and realize they can go longer. So now today, you will see that there's a lot of stories, people doing 50-day water fast and 60-day water fast. But those who can go that long do have more body mass and fat that their body can pull from, right? Because fat is nothing but food. And after the 3rd day, when the eating stops from here and that shuts off, the body just begins to eat within. So the bigger you are, the longer you can fast, right? But people who are smaller, your body will tell you. Some people may set out to do a 40-day fast, and they may even be healthy to do it, but you should also learn how to listen to your body, because your body will tell you when you should stop. So if you set out to do a 40-day and your body, and you will start getting cues from your body. That's why I say before you jump into it, you really should be educated on the process and what your body does, different signals and stuff that your body's going to give you to tell you to stop. And some people, they think they're hungry, but your body will send you cues of true hunger. Right? You got to tell the difference between being mentally hungry and think you need to eat something, and your body being truly hungry. So I would say before you do a long fast, you really need to understand some of these things. Dr. Lauren Lockman's channel that I always recommend, he is very, very well educated in this, and he's been fasting people for over 20 years. He started as a medical doctor, practicing like traditional doctors, until he got a few cases of people being clogged arteries and stuff, and he was the one that was performing surgery and seeing clogged arteries and stuff. And that's what kind of started him on the path of looking into what happens to the body, and is there another way to heal the body besides surgery? Can we catch this before it gets to this point? And that's what changed the whole trajectory of his medical practice. Now he has his own a holistic retreat out in Costa Rica, and they've been doing this for years. They educate you, and he does a lot of videos. So you really, really have to be careful when you set out to do long fast. Okay, boom, he brought it up. Hold on, what's how we okay? Gotta pay attention to the time. Hold on. Okay, he brought it up. Baller alert! Baller alert has it. Okay. Pastor dies after attempting 40-day fast outlined in the Bible. Here's a little picture right here. Babe, we talking about fasting.
I'm about to fast. I'm telling you, this is how you fast. Get it right. Hey, I'm about to hurry up.
Okay.
Fast. I'm about to get it right.
Okay.
Fast.
A Mozambique pastor.
Do it right. Hey, fast.
I'm mad he said he's ascended to the upper room. The upper room.
Hey, girl. What you doing?
Hold on, look. A Mozambique pastor has ascended to the upper room after attempting to honor Jesus Christ with an extreme and dangerous fast. Francisco Barajah of Manica was the founder of Santa Trinidad Evangelical Church. The devoted Christian was attempting to fast for 40 days in accordance with Jesus Christ. Clearly, he ain't had this. He just had the Bible. He was missing some information. Listen, I'm gonna tell people now, don't attempt to do a 40-day fast.
So anyway, though, but go ahead.
Unless you read this. Matter of fact, choose to read this on your 40-day. Let this be your substance, listen, your spiritual substance while you're doing your 40-day fast. Look,
no matter what you read, but go ahead,
Mr. Murphy.
Go ahead.
Read. Listen. The devoted Christian was attempting to fast for 40 days in accordance with Jesus Christ. According to the Bible, specifically in the books of Matthew and Luke, Jesus retreated to the wilderness and fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. None of the Bible's recollection of events detailed Jesus drinking during his fast. Barajah refused both food and water. Yes, okay, so yeah, I guess he didn't have any water. Oh man. Oh, that's ignorance going to see. Matter of fact, when you get a little bit deeper here, I think it's at the end of this, where it tells you that if you fast too long, you're gonna disembody yourself, right? And this is exactly but he did this ignorantly. I would never tell anybody to do a long fast like that. Like starting off, like if you're gonna do like absolute, and I do that frequently, absolute. Because it's easier to start a longer fast if you don't eat or drink anything for the first day. And I know I can go 2, max 3 days without no water, no food or anything for 3 days, and it goes right into my water fast. But for those 3 days, because the hunger is because I'm so ravenous, them first 3 days, it helps with the hunger, because if you don't put anything in your mouth, even water, it will not start your digestive system. And it's easier to get through the day if you don't wake it up. So like you let it sleep. It's just a whole process, but you need to understand that though. Unless he did a water fast all day and night, or he didn't eat or drink at all. Now, let's see. Hold on. According to the Bible, specifically in the books of Matthew and Luke, Jesus retreated to the wilderness and fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. None of the Bible's recollection of events detailed Jesus drinking during his fast. Barajah refused both food and water in his act of faith. However, many do not believe the claims about him failing to drink, as it is much harder to go without water. Nevertheless, by the 25th day, he becomes sick, leaving loved ones concerned. However, it was the 38th that left his family pleading with him to seek medical attention. They began trying to feed him liquid food, but by then, Barajah was too far gone, unable to digest food. He'd undergone drastic weight loss and developed severe anemia, as well as extensive organ damage due to starvation. Yeah, he clearly fasted past the point that his body could take it. Like this is what we talking about, being full of faith and ignorant, right? You must understand the Creator, being full of faith, but also with truth. And he clearly lacked a lot of truth and education by doing this. Just having like faith alone, sometimes you can find yourself in something.
Get it right. Hey man, you got a husband. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what a husband do.
He just don't care.
Hey, that's what a husband. Hey, listen, man. That's what a husband do.
We're up here talking about Jesus the Christ,
hey,
and you come.
I'm mad. You gotta do that. I can't. I'm about to do it again. What?
Okay, look, stop.
Again. What?
Look, Mr. Murphy.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm mad. I can, and I will. This is what we do all day. I don't know why she acting trying to act brand new, like you don't want to do it.
Oh, I do, but
Hey, bend over.
Listen, let me finish. Listen, look now. Let me finish with this because I gotta look.
It's a session. Hey,
listen,
look. Class in a minute.
Yeah, I know. I gotta look.
I can do it now. Hey.
See, all we need is some music. Look, girl, get out the kitchen.
Turkey, God. What you talking about? Anyway,
let me finish reading this.
Hey, baby,
pull yourself together. Okay.
I can talk to you like that and still give it to your grandma. What you talking about? What you say?
Listen.
That child used to that.
Look, he'd undergone drastic weight loss and developed severe anemia, as well as extensive organ damage due to starvation. The weakened man was eventually rushed to the hospital in Beira on Wednesday. By
what
then,
was that again?
this was
You
it was in Africa, a Mozambique pastor.
Oh, wow.
Linda said it was a Nigerian pastor. I mean, it's all kind of close. It's hold on. Let me finish reading this. It's like a couple more sentences. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, that was my alarm. Okay. The weakened man was eventually rushed to a hospital in Berea on Wednesday. By then, he was unable to stand, walk, or bathe himself. Sadly, he passed away shortly after. Members of the Sainta Trinidad Church frequently fasted for religious reasons, but never for such an extended period of time. His brother Marquise Manuel Barajah believes the pastor's death was related to high blood pressure and not the fast. Well, he could have, depending on his base, sounds like he was like full of faith, which is not a bad thing, but the ignorance on top of faith creates these crazy stories. And they lead people astray. It really does. You know, I'm sorry that his family and his whole congregation had to witness that, and now that's leaving a bad taste in their mouth because he did it ignorantly, you know, without getting proper education, not even understanding the state of his own body and if he could go that long, you know. And they said they were used to doing shorter fasts, right? And he don't, let me see the picture of that guy. This was him. This young, he looks pretty. How old was he? He didn't say how young he was. I'm not sure if this is the picture of him or their church or whatever. But if it's this guy, he don't look like he can even withstand a 40-day fast. He don't have enough substance on his body to go that long, you know. But definitely if you're gonna do longer fasts like that, like you should have purpose for everything you do. But going that long,
but you gotta graduate yourself up.
Yeah, you really do.
You gotta graduate yourself up to be in 10 day or 5 day.
Yeah.
10 day. You know what I mean? You gotta get to that point. Like in anything, you can't hurry up and get into anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, go ahead.
Yeah, and if he was, I would say based on all that I know now, right? No, apparently not, because he disembodied himself, just me. And said that he seek the earthly mother's angels to have them aid him. Apparently not, because he went and joined his forefathers. He was so he was like our age, because we 44 and 45. We're about to be 44 and 45. He was our age, and he looked like a pretty skinny guy.
Don't say my age.
Oh,
don't say my
I'm
age.
Sorry. You ashamed about your age?
I'm 21 years old, Jack.
All right.
No, I'm 21 years old with a doggone 60-year-old mind frame. What you talking about? That don't even matter with some of these cats out there.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Age is nothing but a number.
Okay, look, hold on. We're gonna have to pause too, y'all. Let's go back to this. The whole point of me even breaking in with this, it was saying right here for 3 days. Because when you start your fast, most people will notice if you fast long enough, those first 3 days are the hardest. But after the first 3 days, if you're doing a water fast, the hunger hormone actually turns off and it goes within to find substance, right? So it says, straightway will Satan leave your body, since for 3 days he starves and finds no food within you. Literally, it cuts it off from the inside. And then fasting is like it's a breeze going through. And if you listen, I found this out too, is education, because some with my different fasts, some would be easier than others. Other one is like hard. It's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, always hungry. Why hasn't the ghrelin cut off? There are little small things that you do that will cut the ghrelin back on and start that hunger cycle over, right? You can't be you can't have chewing gum, mints, anything that triggers the digestive system will make the process a whole lot harder. So you just got to tough it out for those 3 days. But before you do it, prepare so you know your body is not lacking. But if you already got a bunch of medical issues going on with you, go seek medical advice from your doctor, whatever type of practitioner you have. Let them know what you're trying to do. And if I don't know that most doctors would be against fasting, but they'll tell you to take proper precautions and start slow. And you need to check in with them constantly, especially if you're on medication, because you find out that the longer you fast, the more your medication has to be tapered down because your body is restoring itself and you don't need as much. So just remember those things, y'all. Straightway will Satan leave your body, since for 3 days he starves and finds no food within you. He will come out of you to satisfy his hunger by the hot steaming milk, for this food finds favor in his sight. He will smell its smell and will not be able to resist the hunger which has tormented him 3 days already. But the Son of Man will destroy his body, that he may torment none else again. Then the sick man's body was seized with an ague. I think it's ague, Auge. Mr. Murphy, go eat your food. Look.
Hey, look, for real.
Babe. Okay. All right, babe. Can y'all hear? I hope y'all can hear what he said. Okay. All right, babe. Let me finish reading this because I gotta close this down in a second. Because I gotta log into class in a few minutes. Okay, look. Then the sick man's body was seized with ague, Ague. I'm probably saying that wrong. And he retched as though he would vomit. Retch, like puke. And he retched as though he would vomit, but could not. And he gasped for air, for his breath was spent, and he fainted on the lap of Jesus. Now does Satan leave his body? See him. And Jesus pointed to the sick man's open mouth. And then they all saw with astonishment and terror that Satan was coming out from his mouth in the shape of an abominable worm, straight towards the steaming milk. That's gross. And then Jesus took 2 sharp stones in his hand and crushed the head of Satan and drew out from the sick man all the body of the monster, which was almost as long as the man. When the abominable worm came out of the sick man's throat, he recovered at once his breath, and then all his pains ceased. And others looked with terror at the abominable body of Satan. And this is something true that happens, right? This is gross. It sounds like far-fetched here, but if you ever watch any of Yaki's videos, you will actually see worms coming out during your fast. It'll happen when you juice fasting as well, right? If you do it long enough, especially if you're full of parasites in your body, you will see them begin to come out, right? But this, hold on, let me see. I'm gonna make sure I read to the end of this. Okay, right here. All right, let me finish reading this. And the others looked with terror at the abominable body of Satan. See what an abominable beast you carry and nourished in your body for long years. I have cast it out of you and killed it, that it may never again torment you. Give thanks to God and his angels. Give thanks to God that his angels have made you free, and sin no more, lest Satan return to you again. Let your body be henceforth a temple dedicated to your God. And they were all amazed at his words and at his power. And they said, Master, you are indeed God's messenger and do know all secrets. And you, answered Jesus, be true sons of God, that you also may partake in his power and in the knowledge of all secrets. For wisdom and power hold on, Bella, wait a minute. Hold on. For wisdom and power can come only from the love of God. Love, therefore, your heavenly Father and your earthly mother with all your heart and with all your spirit, and serve them, that their angels may serve you also. Let all your deeds be sacrificed to God, and feed not Satan, for the wages of sin is death. But with God lies the rewards of the good, his love, which is knowledge and power of eternal life. And they all knelt down and gave thanks to God for his love. And Jesus departed, saying, I will come again to all who persist in prayer and fasting till the seventh day. Peace be with you. And notice how they're extending their praises upward and not towards Jesus, right? They're thanking him for his teaching. Thanks, bro. Like, we didn't even know that for real. Like, man, that your wisdom came in clutch, right? And so that's how he's simply a brother. Like, you are one of us, right? And the sick man from whom Jesus had cast out the Satan stood up, for the strength of life had come back to him. He breathed deeply, and his eyes became clear, for every pain had left him. And he cast himself down upon the ground where Jesus had stood, and he kissed the print of his feet, and he wept. And it was by the bed of a stream. Many sick fasted and prayed with God's angels for 7 days and 7 nights. And great was their reward, because they followed Jesus's words. And with the passing of the seventh day, all their pains left them. And when the sun rose over the earth's rim, they saw Jesus coming towards them from the mountain with the brightness of the rising sun about his head. Peace be with you. And that's what we're going to pause at today, y'all, right here. Let me see. This goes on more to give more details about your body and stuff. And it's the rest of this really is going to be talking about the body, how it's healed, the things we should and shouldn't be doing, how to make sure we keep it clean, how to actually eat. And that's on page I think it starts on page 35. Oh my gosh. Yes, this part is so good. How we supposed to eat, what we supposed to eat. And when I read this, I had already been like researching some of this stuff, but I had never known. And some of this stuff I had already tested. I'm like, like that is truly wisdom from heaven, because the body seems to thrive better with living like this. You hungry? Okay, I got you, babe. Hold on. So, but this is gonna really, really get good. So read ahead if you like. But we're gonna get to it. We may get to that part tomorrow. No, tomorrow we won't be here. So Monday, it's gonna probably be Tuesday before we get to it, right? Because the time gonna be a little bit shorter. Yeah, but anyway, it's there. But it's so good. So this was amazing. Let me put my page number. We got to roll, y'all, because I gotta get in class. Yes, baby.
Can I have ice cream?
I know you want. Just put it back. Put it back for a moment. Put it back for a moment. Put it back because it's gonna melt. Put it back for a second. They get up and want to eat ice cream first thing in the morning. Why? All right, y'all. It is Saturday, February 18, 2023, day 337 of year 4 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count. Day 1,356. We read Romance of the Red Star, Book of Ashan, chapters 6 and 7. And then we read Essenes Gospel of Peace, pages 24 through 29, still in the first book. So with that being said, beautiful people, Father,
what you doing? What you got going on?
Why did you get this up? Father, we thank you for did I say this yesterday?
What?
No. Thank you for the angels of air, water, sunshine, and earth.
Hey,
all right, beautiful people. Look, here go Bella. After about 3 months, y'all ain't seen her, but she back. All right, beautiful people. I love you. We'll be here tomorrow. This is the last Sabbath for this moon cycle. We'll be watching for the new moon here in a couple of days. Yeah, and so the Sabbath is gonna change. It's either gonna be Monday or it's gonna jump to Tuesday. I still don't have the cycles down packed yet on when it skips a day, but it's either gonna be Monday or Tuesday. So we'll watch and see. So with that being said, beautiful people, I love y'all. I will see y'all Tuesday. Things will come on Tuesday. All right, Jamil. So we'll be watching. You hear my husband call you Jamil?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody have a wonderful day. I'm gonna share this little pastor story.
Trust me, we're about to have a wonderful day.
I'm gonna look and see if I can find any more information for this. If any other information has been released from this particular pastor, but I'm gonna also share some couple stories too about people. Because there was I know a doctor that actually died from fasting, and he was
all day.
He was a little bit ignorant. He was just getting into looking into the fasting stuff, but he made some grave mistakes. Let me go, because he acting like we in the club.
Hey,
look, you make me lose my train of thought.
Hey.
All right, beautiful people. I love y'all.
Get it like that.
Look,
get it how you live.
Hey, stop.
Get it how
Jamil said, peace, Mr. Murphy.
Peace.
See how he be acting? All right, y'all, let me get out of here. I love you. Would you stop?
Whoa! Get it. Everybody, all day.
Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Look at him staring at you. Is this what you want to teach your grandson?
You get married, you do it. You get married first. Ain't that right, Trey? Ain't that right, Trey? Huh?
All right, beautiful people. Bella, I'm about to end this. I love y'all. I'll see y'all back here Monday morning, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. Bella, where you at, Gary?
Look, bring me a roll.
Bella!
All right, don't bring me just a
Where she go?
Bring me some tissue.
I'm about to end it.
Go ahead, Trey, bring it here.
All right, is she taking forever? Bella! All right, come on. Come on.
I like that. I bought that big rock. I deserve to get.
Well, you almost knocked her off the counter. All right, y'all.
I'm only in the video.
What you doing, Deuce?
Bye, y'all.
Oh, there we go. We got some tissue. There you go. Good job. What you doing, girl?
No chance.
You got the house? Good job, mama.